Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today I'm going to be turning myself into the Krampus. Now, I'm going to be doing a cute version of Krampus, because that's kind of my MO. I take creatures and monsters and do cute versions of them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm actually getting ready to go to the WowWee Awards. It's an award ceremony hosted by the World of Wonder production company, which is the company that does RuPaul's Drag Race, amongst other things. So I figured I'd go all out for it, and I already wanted to do a Krampus look, so I figured today was the perfect day to do it. So I'm going to jump right in, but before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So I'm going to be turning myself gray, and I'm going to start actually with my neck. I'm going to paint it black, and the perimeter of my face is going to be black as well. But for my neck, I'm going to be using water activated face paint. I'm going in with the black wolf face paint. But because I don't want it to rub off on anything, instead of activating it with water, I'm going to try, I've actually never done this before, I'm going to try to activate it with a setting spray. The first ingredient in this one is water, so it should work to activate this. Let's see if it works. So I'm taking the Milani Make It Last setting spray and just spraying it into my face paint. Let's hope this works. Ooh, it does work. Okay, sweet. So I'm just gonna fully paint my neck black and under my chin as well. And I'm using water activated paint because it's more transfer resistant once it's dry than a cream based paint. I'm gonna be wearing a big collar, so I probably don't have to take this down too far, but I'm going to just in case. I'm also going to apply it kind of on my chin, just to reduce the size of my chin a little bit. There we go. And while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to get to doing the perimeter of my face. And I'm going in with the Makeup Forever color stick in the color M100. It's the black one, and I'm just going to take it on a beauty blender. You know what? I'm just going to go straight in actually and blend it out with a beauty blender. And I'm going to do the contours of my face like this. I'm going to have bangs, so I'm not too worried about my forehead, but I'm still going to fill them in with black. And I'm going to be making my skin gray. And initially I had thought about doing a look kind of like my Marceline that I did 2 Halloweens ago. But the Krampus is a lot darker than Marceline. She's like a light gray. The Krampus is basically black with a gray face depending on the version you see of him. So I'm going to go for a darker contour and darker gray on my face. Also adding that here so that it's not just a harsh line. I want it to be blended in with the rest. And then I'm going to be grabbing my Mehron Clown White Light, and I'm just going to scrape some out and just apply it to the high points and the center of my face, and just use that same sponge to blend it. That way I get a nice gray. I'm not really worried about concealing this mighty pimple on my forehead because, as I said, I'm gonna have bangs. Definitely gonna need some more white. Just grab more as needed. And I really want to round out my cheeks because, as I said, I'm going for a cute Krampus look. And normally I would mix the gray on like the back of my hand before applying it to my face, but this is a faster way of doing things. Just start with a black. You'll get your sponge dirty with the black so that when you blend out the white, it'll mix in and turn into a gray. So it's not the most precise form of application, but it is quick. Oh, this hurts. All this blending hurts my arm. It's like a workout. Jeez. So now I'm taking the white and just highlighting certain areas of the face, like the chin, kind of the high points of my face, Cupid's bow area, cheekbones, and under the eyes. So I want to get the brow bone area. That's pretty important. I'm going to be doing some fierce brows. Now I'm ready to set all this with translucent powder, and I'm using the RCMA No Color powder inside the Anna Sui powder holder, and I'm just going to load up on powder because these cream products do not set by themselves. So you need to make sure they're completely set with powder. Oh, I forgot to do my ears. God damn it. Okay, I'll do that right after I finish this. Make sure there are no creases on your eyelids. Okay, so I was gonna use the gray ears that I used for Marceline, but I only found one of them. I couldn't find the second one, so instead I'm gonna use my werewolf ears, which are a lot bigger, so I think they actually will look cooler, but I have to paint them to match my skin. So I'm just gonna use the black that's already on the brush and just kind of lightly do the tip, just so there's like a bit of a little gradient happening there. Then I'm gonna grab a gray face paint, also water activated, and just paint that. I'm using the brush that I used for the black, so it's turning out a lot darker. Probably going to go in with some white to do some highlighting. While I let that dry, I'm going to dust off the excess powder that is on my face. I'm going to powder my neck as well with whatever's on the brush. You just want to make sure that every single part is completely powdered down, so work it right into the nooks and crannies. Now I'm going to start highlighting and contouring with some eyeshadow, and I'm going to start by highlighting with the Sugar Pill matte eyeshadow in the color Taco, which is their matte white, and I'm just going to place that wherever I want to accentuate the highlights, like on my little cheek. You can see that really helps with the highlight. I always like to do powder over cream. I'm going to do that on my chin, basically on all the areas where I highlighted with the cream. And then to accentuate the contours, I'm going to take the Saucebox Cosmetics shadow in the color Moth. It's this gorgeous dark gray, and I'm just going to intensify all the shadows and perfect their shape a little bit more. Just gonna intensify certain areas that might be a little transparent, like the black around my forehead. I didn't really pay it too much attention because of the bangs, but it's always good to make everything look the best it can be, even if it's going to be hidden. You never know if like some wind is going to come and blow your bangs up, and then your makeup will be unfinished under the bangs, so that's not good. So the contour I'm doing is basically like in a U shape because I want to round out my cheeks. And then I'm going to get a smaller brush to do right under my bottom lip and just round out my chin as well. I'm also going to contour my nose a little bit. I kind of want to widen the bridge of my nose because he's basically a goat man, so I want a wider nose. I also want to add that to the outer corners of my lips. Now I want to get into blush, and I think I'm going to go in with the Likely Makeup Clown Blush Palette, and I'm going to go in, I think, with a little bit of Carousel to start, then I'll probably dip into Circus as well. But I just want to add that to the very center of my cheeks. Slowly build it up. There's something happening to my base. I don't know if it's the way I set it, if I didn't apply enough white cream here, but it looks as if it's a little bit translucent right here, like there's a gap. But I'm going to be doing freckles, so hopefully I'll be able to hide that a little bit, because of course I'm doing freckles with a cute look. Just because it's Krampus doesn't mean she won't get freckles. This is like the perfect blush color for gray skin, which is a really weird thing to say, but this type of pink just complements the gray really well because it's all cool toned. I'm also going to take that on the tip of my nose and just blend it upwards. I'm also going to apply it to my chin. I think I am going to dip into Circus. I'm going to start applying it on my nose first. Oh yeah, that mixes into a really nice color. I'm also going to add that to the center of my cheeks. Just always blending that out really well. I think I'm going to take some of that white shadow again and just try to fix that little gap that seems to be happening in my base. The white has a really good opacity, so it helps kind of to fix any problems that are going on with the base. It also tames down the color a little bit, which helps with blending. I'm going to blend it towards my eyes. I'm just dipping into Carousel, the pink. Then I'm just going to take a much smaller brush and dip into Circus, just very lightly, just so I can be really precise with where I apply it, just to intensify very specific little areas. These brushes from Melt are so good. Super long, so it's, I don't know, you can hold on to them from further away and just get a much softer touch and blend. The further you hold on to the brush, the lighter your touch will be. If you hold on to it here, you're gonna have like a really firm grip, and so you won't be as light-handed. That's why the longer the brush, the better for being really, really delicate with your movements. See how there's like a little problem area right there? I'm just gonna go back in with a white and pat that. And now it's a lot more even. I'm also taking the white and just going under the blush area, just because the blush kind of really darkened this area and I don't want to lose that illusion of the big round cheek. So this will just bring it back a little bit. I'm gonna add Circus close to the eye. Because I'm finding that it doesn't work that well when I add it to the cheek. It darkens it too much and it just makes the cheek look a little weird. So just doing it close to the eye because I know I'm going to add a darker eyeshadow there. So that's just going to blend right in with the eyeshadow. Okay, so yesterday I went to the HAUS Labs holiday party and I got the entire holiday collection in a goodie bag, and so I want to use that today. So for my eyes, I'm going to be using the HAUS Labs Glam Room #1 palette in Fame. This is their first eyeshadow palette. It looks a little something like this. It's totally up my alley. It's full of warm tones, and it's got some colors that I think will go really well with this look today. I'm going to start with the color Top Hat. It's just a matte black, but I'm going to apply that to my crease, blending it out. And I also want to use some of the Glam attacks from the holiday collection. I want to use the red lipstick from the collection. Let's see how it will all behave on this gray base. So far, the black seems pretty buildable. It seems like you don't get a ton of pigmentation from the get-go, which is good for a black. It's really hard to use blacks that are super pigmented from the get-go because then you can't really blend them out. And this one you can see I'm building it up slowly and it is building towards a deep black, but it's also giving me room to build that slowly so that I can get the best blend that I can. I'm gonna join that with the nose contour. I think I might blend this out a little bit so that it's more elongated and not so much a round eye shape. I do a round eye shape a lot for my cute looks, but because the Krampus is, you know, evil and whatnot, I think a longer eye shape will work pretty well. I'm just blending that just into my brow. The other good thing about blacks like this that you can build up slowly is that you can mix them with other colors just to darken that other color because the black won't be so overpowering. It's just enough to darken whatever other color you dip into. So it makes it a much more versatile eyeshadow. Now I kind of want to take this purple and just blend that around the edges. Right here where the eyeshadow meets the blush. And then I also want to mix in some of this red, even though it does have a shimmer to it. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that still works. I'm gonna take some of Carousel just so I can blend those two together. I'm also gonna take Carousel and apply it to the outer edge up here, just outside the black, just to give it a hint of pink. I think I'm actually going to change what I was going to do for the nose. I'm going to take the black from the palette and start refining this contour. I think I'm going to do a more pointed nose because a lot of the Krampuses out there, they have a kind of really thin and pointed nose. So I'm just going to contour my nose to be more pointy. Then I'm going to take some of that dark gray on a pencil brush, and I'm also going to contour my nostrils to kind of accentuate them. Then I'm going to take the black from the palette and further accentuate that. Whoa, I took way too much. I'm just going to take that contour towards the tip of my nose. Then I'm taking some pink on the sides because it got lost a little bit. Then I'm just really kind of defining this line right here with the black. Am I a Krampus yet? Now for my lids, I'm going to use the HAUS Labs Glam Attack All Over Metallic Creme. This is one of their new formulas in the color Gunmetal. And this, from what I could tell, is more of a traditional liquid eyeshadow. The other ones, the regular Glam Attacks, are just super sparkly. They have a ton of like tiny little glitter particles in them. And this one doesn't. This one's more of just like a metallic finish. So it just gives you a nice sheen, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid. Oh, and it's kind of cutting the crease here a little bit. So you can probably use these to cut your crease if you're really into that. Since that's happening here on the outer corner, I'm just going to intensify it. I'm going to take my little pencil brush and that black and just intensify what's happening, which was unintentional, but it looks cool, so let's run with it. I don't typically do cut creases or anything like that. This looks pretty cool, so why not? Now for my inner corners, I'm going to use the Glam Attack in the color Flash, and this is their original formula. So it is quite sparkly. This is a silver, which they were missing from their collection. They only had a gold before. So I am very excited about this. I'm going to spread that out, and I feel like the Glam Attack really shines, pun intended, when you spread it out. You can really see those tiny little glitter particles. I'm going to layer it up a little bit. There we go. Am I in focus? Shit. Sorry, I think I was a little out of focus. I'm also going to add some to the very center of my lid, just to give it a little pop. And then I think I also want to add a little bit of that to my brow bone. I'm going to dot it on and spread it out. Ooh, that's pretty. I think I also want to add that to the rest of my face, so I'm going to apply it to my Cupid's bow, to my chin, to the bridge of my nose and the tip. Oh, that is so pretty. I'm so shimmery. I also want to add that to just right here. It's not exactly on my cheekbone, but it's on kind of the new cheekbone that I created. So shimmery, so pretty. I also want to take some, I'm just kind of blending it on the back of my hand and just taking what's on my finger and just dabbing it on my cheek, so I can get that highlight effect that I love to do just on the apples of my cheeks. Oh, I forgot to do my freckles. I need to do those now. But I'm doing this so that I don't just get like a blob of product on one part of the face. I don't want to risk doing that. So I'm first blending it out on the back of my hand and then just dabbing it on with my finger. That is so pretty. I'm going to take the NYX gray felt tip marker and I'm going to start doing little freckles. Why is nothing coming out? Start doing little freckles here and there. Just patting them in, concentrating them kind of close to my eye, going onto my nose. I'm also going to do some on my chin. Now I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to go in with the Melt Cosmetics Immortal Ultra Matte Gel Liner. I love using gel liners when doing black brows. It just makes it a lot easier. I've actually never used this one for my brows, so I'm excited to try. And I'm really just gonna try to arch my brows as much as possible. I maybe should have done a brow cover-up, but ain't nobody got time for that. Kind of like doing both brows at the same time so that I can be more even with how they look. Now that I've got the initial shape mapped out, I'm just going to take some glue stick on a spoolie and I'm just going to shape my brows following that new brow shape I just drew on. Basically just spiking my brow hairs upwards. And I kind of shave the ends of my brows a little bit. I used to shave them off even more. Now I have a little bit of a brow end happening, but not too much. So I'm able to just stick it down and just have this area clear of hair. If you don't shave your brows like me, I would recommend blocking out your brows so that you can do a more extreme brow shape. If you don't know how to do that, I have a full tutorial that you can watch by clicking up here. Okay, now that that's glued down, I'm just going to go back to filling in my brows. And I don't know if I want to go for a straight brow or I want to do a super arch. I am torn because I kind of really like the straight brow. I might stick to a straight brow, but I do want to make the start kind of fluffy. So I'm just going to draw in a bug flying around. What the hell? I'm going to draw in little brow hairs because it's Krampus. He's all fuzzy and stuff. Now that I've got the brows on and everything, I think I want to darken up the eyes a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with the HAUS Labs palette and just intensify that black, because the brows are pretty intense, so they compete with the eyes, and so I just want to intensify it a little bit and taking carousel around the edge just to get that nice fade. Also taking some under the eyes. There we go. Also going to intensify that pink on the chin a little bit. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to do some black liner, and I'm going in with the HAUS Labs liquid eyeliner in the color Punk. It's the black one. They just launched a brown one with the Christmas collection, which I really want to use, but this look really calls for black. And I'm gonna go pretty thick with it because I feel like this look is pretty bold, so it can take a bold liner, still keeping it kind of thin in the inner corner. Before I finish up the eyes, I'm going to move on to the lips, and I think I'm going to go in with the HAUS Labs lip liner in the color Supermodel. It is their new red, and even though red might clash a little bit with the pink that I've got going on, I definitely want to do a red lip for Krampus. Let's see if it'll work. I think I want to do a straighter Cupid's bow, and I also want to extend the outer corners of the upper lip. I want to point them out. And then I almost don't want to use this. This is the Sparkle lipstick in Burlesque, and it is so gorgeous. Let me zoom in to show you this because it's insane. You can see it has this kind of like candy stripe along the sides, and it's got a ton of glitter throughout it. It is one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. It's crazy. I don't want to use it. It's so pretty. So I'm going to fill in my lip shape with this. Oh, it kind of smells like marshmallows. Oh, that's really nice. Which is perfect for a holiday themed lipstick. Yesterday at the party, they had hot cocoa with marshmallows in it, or rather it was just one big giant marshmallow. Okay, I like that, but I kind of want to do a darker lip line. So I'm going to go in with the Black Moon Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the color Sleepwalker on a little lip brush, just so I can do the very outline. Then I'm probably going to go back in with the red on top to blend the two colors together. Now I can start blending that black. I don't want it to be a harsh line. Now I'm going to take the lipstick again and just go over to really blend those two colors together. Much better. I'm also going to add some of the Lip Riot lip gloss in the color Work. It just looks like the most yummy shade of like candy apple red. And I'm going to pop that in the very center. The gloss looks more of a warm toned red, and the lipstick and the lip liner are very cool toned. Don't want to get the doe foot applicator dirty though, so I'm going to take some on the back of my hand and apply it with a brush. Oh, that's pretty. I know I said I was going to do a cute Krampus, but this is turning out kind of sexy. I don't know. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to go in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the color Milk in my waterline. This is just a white pencil. This is going to make my eyes appear bigger like that. Now I'm going to load on some Milani Highly Rated Mascara on my top and bottom lashes. Now for my top lashes, I'm going to stack some Likely Makeup lashes. I'm going to go in with Casper first, and then I'm going to stack Blades on top. Casper is a very kind of small lash. This one looks more natural. It's really pretty, really fluffy. It just gives a little bit of fullness. And then Blades is really, really unique. It's one of the lash styles that really caught my eye when I saw the Likely Makeup lashes. It's got these really separated tufts that look really, really interesting, and I think will work really well with a look like this. So that's the Casper lash on. You can tell that it just adds a little hint of something. It's quite natural. You can barely see it with this look, but it'll add a bit of fullness to the base that the Blades lashes doesn't have. Now that the Casper lashes are in, I'm gonna go in with Blades just right on top. Ooh, pretty. And because I'm applying Blades higher than where you'd normally apply lashes, they look extra big and fluffy, which is great. I'm basically applying this lash at the top of where my liner ends. I might have to go in and do some more liner to hide that lash band. Now I'm just going to quickly go back to the ears, and I'm taking some white water activated face paint this time, and I'm just highlighting some areas on the ears just so they'll have a little bit of contrast so that they're not so flat and one-dimensional. There we go. Now for my bottom lash line, as always, I'm going to go with some tufts of the Elevation Lashes Freedom 9 lashes, and they look all crazy because I reuse them. Once I'm done, I put them back in here. That's why they're all kind of like, ah. I think I'm going to put 3 of these. I'm going to put one in the middle, and I'm kind of going to mimic what I've got going on my top lash line. God damn it. So I'm going to put one here, and it kind of mimics the one on top, and then another one there, and another one in the inner corner. Okay, so I didn't like the look of one here in the inner corner, so I did 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm actually going to take one from the Freedom number 10, which is slightly bigger, and I'm going to place it right beside this one in the center. And I know that I should wait for my glue to dry, and that's why it's not sticking. But I kind of like putting these little tufts while the glue is still wet, because then it gets onto the skin and then it just like dries together and binds really well so they don't come off. So I'm just adding it there to the center to add a little bit more drama there. Now I'm pretty much done. I was going to just slip on my ears, but then I realized that I didn't paint this area, and I think I'm just going to paint it with black so that it just camouflages really well. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll be back to show you the complete finished look. And this is the finished look. I got my collar and earrings from Intera Bang Bang's shop. She was sweet enough to send these to me. They are my favorite thing in the world. There are screaming children on this side, the Krampus on this side, and then the Krampus on the earrings. It is amazing. This is all handmade. She does everything herself. She designs it, she makes it. It's amazing. I highly recommend checking her shop out. I'm going to link it down below. The wig and the horns I got from Amazon. The horns come on a headband, but they kept sliding off the wig whenever I moved just like a tiny little bit. They just like slide right off. So what I did is I took strands of hair and then just wrapped them around the horns and then just bobby pinned those strands of hair, and that seems to be holding the horns in place. And then the ears are from Witchy. They are the werewolf ears. I also got them off Amazon. I will also be linking them down below. And then this jacket is like a big fuzzy jacket. I don't know where I got this. I think a friend gave this to me. I think she made it herself, because that's what happens when you're friends with cosplayers and seamstresses. Oh, and I got lipstick on my teeth. Can't have that. And now I'm all ready to go. I love my little Krampus. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do a Krampus for years, but I don't know why I never did one. I don't know. I don't know what took me so long in doing a Krampus look. Oh, I was gonna put on fangs. I forgot. Let me put on fangs. Hold on. Much better. But now I can't talk properly. It looks super cute with the fangs though, but they do give me a lisp. Look at how cute though. I love fangs, honestly. They totally make a look so much cuter. But that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my patrons who support me, and I will see you next time. Bye. I can't talk with these stupid fangs.